The day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 348. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rutino, and this is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man? I got a surprise for you.
Oh!
You don't know this.
Oh!
You don't know this.
Oh!
Now
have a little bow on top? Can I open it now?
Now that we're, well, hey, listen, this is an early Christmas 2 present, right? Christmas 2. I brought something back since, we're posting the full video up online now, right?
Yeah.
We're just throwing it out there. Screw it.
We getting there. We getting there.
It's making its triumphant return, and that is the Spider-Man mug.
Oh, there you go.
A little glare on it right there. A little Spider-Man mug right there. Mm-hmm. Now, what's in the Spider-Man mug is anyone's guess.
Wow, there you go. It may get a
little saucy as the show goes on.
We should post up a question on Twitter after every episode. What's in Dan's mug? We should do a little poll and see what people think is in your mug. Because look, I don't even know what's in your damn mug. You don't even know what's in my glass. This could be anything. This could be bourbon. This could be whiskey. This could be iced tea.
It could be motor oil for all I know.
Hey, don't knock it till you tried it then.
I was just watching Quantum of Solace. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a big James Bond fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worst of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, though. Come on.
I love.
I like it too, but it's the worst of the 5. Come on. I know we had this talk before. The only other possible answer is Spectre. Skyfall is great. Okay. I thought the last one was great, and Casino Royale was probably the best of the bunch.
All right.
We got to get into it real quick. Come on. Give me your opinion again.
All right. It's in contention for the worst, and that's
next to Spectre.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't think Quantum of Solace is bad.
No. It's perfectly enjoyable. It's fun.
I mean, that opening scene with the card. That's
the opening scene is great, and the thing with the elevator and all that. Yeah. Great. The
only thing I didn't like is that they waited till the end to say, "Oh yeah, I told you everything about Quantum." Right? They didn't even say Quantum of Solace. It was like, "I told you everything about Quantum," and it was like we had to wait to the end to even hear the word Quantum.
Yeah.
But when he was in Haiti, he was in the different locations. In the beginning of the movie, I thought it was great. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, strong opening. I
had a strong opening. It had a really good middle act, right? The end.
Exactly.
Not as gratifying, but I thought, listen, I bought that on DVD.
Now, that opening, or the opening of Casino Royale. Come on. When he's sitting around at that snake fight, and the little snake fight, and then he does the whole parkour run with the guy. Come on, come on.
I guess it depends. If you're a car person, right? Like if you're a person that's like really into cars, then you would be into the car chase. Right?
Sure,
I would think.
Sure,
right? Sure. But okay, no, you're right. I like both. I'm
just saying, if you had to rank them right now, and then we can get on with the show.
No, I'm not gonna rank him. That's like saying which kid do you like more.
Oh my god!
But okay. Quantum of Solace, and Spectre, and the last one only because of the ending. I'm sorry, I don't care. Daniel Craig is my James Bond. All right. So the ending was heartbreaking for me.
I understand. I understand. Okay? I understand. But it's like they're gonna get a new Bond in there, and it's gonna be it'll still be James Bond, but it'll be a new series, right? A new kind of reboot for Bond.
I've been alive for 3 James Bonds, different. Mr. Moore, rest in peace. Right? He was the first James Bond.
Right.
I remember watching on TV, and then we got Pierce Brosnan. I didn't think anybody could beat him. I thought he should have did at least one more movie. And then Daniel Craig came, and just because his name is Daniel, I mean, come on. Yeah, he was the best. He was the best.
He's badass.
Well, speaking of movies, I saw Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man and the Quantum Realm, or whatever it's called.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, right? Not to be confused with Quadrophenia, the amazing Who movie. But yeah.
And I have to agree with you. IGN, their review sucks. I'm sorry.
It was a little harsh, right?
Not a 5.
It's a little harsh.
A little harsh. Not a 5. I would give it an 8. I thought it was great. I thought it was cool. Bill Murray's appearance, I thought was hilarious.
It was kind of funny.
She was stuck down there for 30 years.
I understand. Listen, she's got needs. I understand.
What do you expect?
I understand.
Right? So, okay, I get that. I thought it was great. I watched it.
Right?
I thought the ending and the post-credit scene also great, right?
Oh, for sure.
I just didn't like the way they ended the movie. Right? I mean, and this is not really a spoiler, everybody, because I'm not really, saying, listen, Silver Surfer came out of nowhere, right?
Right.
They were having dinner, and then he starts to eat something and starts to choke, and that's how the movie ends. I thought that was kind of weak. I thought that was kind of weak. Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah, but it was great when Silver Surfer just came in and saved him, gave him the Hamlet maneuver. No, okay, I'm joking. That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
That's tied up with the Fantastic Four, so people know that's not true.
That didn't happen. Well, to be fair, Silver Surfer did go up against Krang. Okay.
Oh, in the comics.
Cog. Yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah.
Okay.
His name off the top of my head, but yeah, he did go up against him. So there is some connection there. The reason why I said Silver Surfer, I thought it was great when he showed up with Blade and Doctor Strange. No, that didn't happen either. I'm sorry.
Listen, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of I don't even know if it's a grief. So Metroid came out last week, right?
Metroid Prime Remastered.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess it came out the week before digitally. Nintendo stealth dropped it on the day of the Nintendo Direct. Bomb. It's out now. You can get it digitally, and then a week later, they were going to have the physical, or a couple weeks later, they were going to have the physical, so it was a little bit of time. I can wait. It's not a problem. It's supposed to come out on Tuesday, right? And I went to GameStop, I think that Friday, maybe? And they're like, yeah, we're sold out. We don't have any more. I'm like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense. Then I heard it was kind of hard to get. So when I went to...
that's an understatement, by the way.
I went to Target, and they said it didn't come out yet. I'm like, it came out Tuesday. And it's like, no. It was like, we're supposed to get it tomorrow or whatever. And I'm like, I wasn't going to argue with her. But she was obviously wrong. It did come out already. Their shipment was maybe delayed or whatever. So I'm like, oh, all right. So then I go to another GameStop, and they're like, yeah, we didn't get our shipment in yet. So I was like, oh. So I managed to get it this morning because I had an appointment with the DMV to update my license. And I'm like, let me just after my DMV appointment, I'm like, I think Target's open now because it wasn't open when I went in, but it was open afterwards. I'm like, let me go ahead and see. 1 copy left.
Nice.
I got it.
Okay.
I haven't actually played it yet. Didn't have a lot of time when I got back from when work started, so I had to, put it on the back burner. But after the show, I'm definitely going to get into it.
For some weird reason, people's pre-orders got delayed, and it's not in stores anymore or anything. They stealth dropped it, but there was no stock. No stock anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew about this, and I pre-ordered it on Play Asia. Right.
Okay.
So I, it's. Switch, so it's not region locked at all.
Yeah.
So I definitely. So I should get mine. So I got the European version, which was the only thing I had left. Pre-order wise. So it doesn't come out until March 3rd. So I'm probably not going to get it until right before we go to PAX.
Oh damn! All right. Well, you'll get a nice little thing to play in the plane. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay.
All right, Dave, let's get the show on the road. We have an awesome show this week. Coming up, we're going to talk about Sony's first state of play of 2023.
Yep.
Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it ugly? Who knows? And we're going to talk about Xbox and Nintendo's new handshake agreement. No, it wasn't really a handshake. They really did ink this deal. And we'll talk about all about what that means going forward and for Sony. But first, let's begin the show with the notable games coming out in March. And of course, as always, is the beginning, well, the last show of the month. All game release dates come from Game Informer, so their video game, games list. So if you get mad at me,
Get mad at them.
if you get mad at me, if
Not our
any of
fault.
these dates are wrong, don't get mad at me. I just plagiarize it from Game Informer's website. So that's it. So we got starting the month off March 3rd, Wulong Fallen Dynasty coming out PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And I don't know how long I keep saying this and it'd be relevant.
Not
Stadia because Stadia is dead. Yeah. Well, not Switch either, but technically,
I just want to know, brand new franchise. Can we
franchise?
Can we all get around that? Brand new franchise. All right. Well, brand new game, I should say, not an existing franchise.
Brand new game.
Yeah.
Brand new franchise. It is sort of it's Dark Souls like. It's not actually Dark Souls. I did play the demo, and I didn't die in the first 2 seconds. So that's good. That's a good sign, right?
Because it's made by.
It's just not the demo.
It's made by Koei Tecmo, so it could go either way. They tend to have games that have very precise control. But I'm guessing you enjoyed it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean the demo definitely was just a slice. It was. I mean, I didn't beat it by any means. I mean, they did get to a certain point where I did die. I was getting my butt handed to me because, I didn't master the controls just yet. And hopefully it's a slow, hopefully it's a slow burn where you get to master controls and then later on, you got to really, really get into it, right? Not like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring, where they just kill you in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, we're not gonna make this easy on you. It's gonna be an uphill battle.
We're not gonna make this easy.
It's gonna be like that. Not like that.
No. That's gonna be the name of their next game. It's gonna be Elden Ring, uphill battle.
Colon ring up and colon uphill battle. Oh.
All right, coming out March 6th. I know Dave is excited about this. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC
right, baby.
coming out for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, not Stadia. Everything but Stadia. Well, and current gen console. Coming out March 9th, Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Coming out for pretty much everything, even Switch, which is kind of, it's kind of weird. It's kind of funny. It's coming out everything.
Really?
Even Switch. Yeah.
These Fatal Frame games don't typically have crazy graphics or any kind of hardware pushing.
Well, the last Fatal Frame came out. The last Fatal Frame came out only on the Wii U in Japan, right?
Right.
It was a Japanese game only.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not I'm not saying they're bad games or anything, but they're not graphically challenging for the hardware. Typically,
I'm not a spooky game person, so I definitely won't be picking this up. So we got also come out March 16th, Dark Pictures Switchback VR game. So I would that makes sense, right? That we get sort of like a spooky VR game. All right. Hopefully nobody has a heart attack like I would.
Oh Jesus!
in this, I would. I'm definitely not doing that. Game I'm looking forward. Well, I was looking forward to when it was first announced, and then Ryan McCaffrey told me about the weird sort of control scheme for this. Now I'm not so gun ho for this. Coming out March 17th, Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon.
Feels quick.
Exclusive.
Feels very quick. I think we just heard about this at the Game Awards, right? And then 3 months later, they're like, boom, here it is. So there you go. This is your dream, Dan. We hear about a game, right? Doesn't last that, the whole hype train doesn't last that long, and then boom, here it is, right? We got the one trailer.
It comes out.
And it comes out.
Yeah. Well, it could be a reason we only got one trailer.
Yeah.
The twin stick use. Come on. You got to get used to it. I don't know if I like that.
Sure.
It's something that I think this is a game that needs a demo, and hopefully they release a demo for it before it comes out. Something that's weird to say. It's weird to have a 2K game come out at the beginning of the month, but we're gonna get it because they had to skip a year and skip a year and a half actually. For the last game, the 2022 game to come out, and that's WWE 2K23 coming out March 17th. PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, S1, and PC.
The Dan, the five-time world champ Booker T will be in this game, so I may have to get it. I love Booker T. I love his.
I think he was in the last game too.
I love his spinneroonie. Well, the last game was no good though.
No. The last game was good. It was the game before that, which was like
the last game was okay. 2K20 was a crap show, I guess.
Disaster. Yes.
I'm looking at the list. It's pretty solid. They got a lot of the big hitters that are around now. They got a lot of classics in here, like.
Well, the classic guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, I think maybe Booker T, like those are guys you're gonna have to unlock.
Bruno Sammartino's in there. Razor Ramon. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Sure. I know.
And lastly, last on the list, coming out March 24th. Everybody's been waiting for this game except for me, and that is Resident Evil 4 remake coming out for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, PC. I don't know why this list doesn't have Xbox One, because I would assume it would be if it's coming out for the PS4. But again,
yeah.
Be mad at Game Informer, not me. I just plagiarized. So I know you. Do you think this game is going to do game busters? Because everybody, Resident Evil 4 could be, considered the best Resident Evil in some people's eyes.
It is arguably the best in the series. It really kind of broke the molds. It fixed a lot of problems that people had with it. It didn't go too far into the action-y genre, but it did give you a lot of agency. You could do the roundhouse kick and the close quarters attack. And there was, for better or worse, there was not a QuickTime events, but context actions, right? When you go next to a window, it's like you can hit the A button to jump over the thing, and you could really do a lot, right? I mean, you still had to stop and shoot, but your movement was a lot better. They didn't have tank controls. It was over the shoulder. The whole thing was in full 3D. It was great. Great story. They had the mercenaries mode in there. I mean, everything about 4 is just perfect. All right. And it was funny because that was part of the Capcom 5. There's 5 games that are coming out for the GameCube that aren't going to be available anywhere else. And I think at least 2, if not 3 out of the 5 of those games were available on other systems. And I think
the fifth game never came out.
The 5th game never came out. That's right.
Came out.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was the Capcom 4, and I think 3 of them came out.
Beautiful Joe definitely, and Resident Evil 4 definitely came out. Piano 3.
Didn't Killer 7 come out on PS2?
I think Killer 7 also came out on PS2.
I think Killer 7 came out too.
May even come to the Wii, I think, eventually. Still, great game, nonetheless. And I really wish I had the chainsaw controller.
Just the PS2.
Just the PS2, okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, Dave. As we always try to start the show, but epically fail, what have you been playing without the chainsaw controller?
Yeah, I know. I wish I had it. I also picked up the Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, which is I don't want to say the ultimate, because this is now the 3rd Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy game, right? They had Curtain Call, which was the last one, which was an enhanced version of the original, which was also on 3DS. Okay. This is an enhanced version of that, which has even more songs, and they kind of reworked some of the battle mechanics and some of the controls for the better, I think. It's great. I love it. It is a fanboy, fangirl's dream, right? Think if there was
It's still going. He's still going.
Yeah, think if there was an Uncharted rhythm game or whatever, right? Or an Uncharted game in a different genre, and like they just had like everything from the series. They had all the deep cuts, they had all the sidekick characters, they had like all the outfits for Drake and Sully, and just like all the music and video clips and whatever, but it was like part of another genre. That's what this is. You get everything. Yeah. You get all the characters, you get all the monsters, all the boss battles, all the items from all the games in the series, and they're all drawn in the same style. They have this kind of weird, it's kind of chibi. It's like super deformed characters, but they got a very specific art style, which they carried over from the 3DS version. It is amazing. And they have, because more games have come out since the last one, so they go up until Final Fantasy 15. They also do Final Fantasy Tactics. They do Chocobo Dungeon. They do some of the Final Fantasy mobile stuff, like there's Record Keeper and Mobius, which is cool. Those are like mobile-specific stuff, so there's that in there. There's even more music that's DLC, which I ain't mad at, because there's so much in the game already, and the DLC stuff is from other Squaresoft franchises, more or less, so it's not even like they're gating Final Fantasy content. They're just gating like other stuff if you want it, and the price is right there, too. It's amazing. It's great. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing that for a while. It's great. And the other game I've been playing is Atomic Heart, because that game just came out, and
it's on Games Pass.
It is, and that is how I'm playing, and I'm playing it via Games Pass. It's good. The intro is long, but really awesome, and it is very much like BioShock. 100%. Down to the humor, down to the gameplay. It's just swap the underwater.
It is first person, right?
It is first person.
Okay.
Just swap the underwater utopia with a Russian post-World War II utopia.
So that's it's post-war, like if Russia, like post-World War II Russia is like in control of everything.
I mean, they're like still the superpower, like the Cold War is still going on. I don't think they're.
I know nothing about the game other than the fact that it's Russia and people are making it a big deal because of the war with Russia and Ukraine right now.
Oh,
so I know nothing about the game.
Yeah.
If the war wasn't going on, I probably wouldn't even give this game a second look. Nobody talked about it other than the fact to talk about Russia.
Oh,
I didn't even know anything about this game.
I don't know. To me, it seemed like there was a lot of hype around it. I have to play.
I think I put it in notable games coming out in February.
Oh well, I have to put more time into it. I like it. I think there's a lot of good systems at play. The humor's good. The way the intro cinematic went was really good. It kind of got me into the world. It could use a little more polish in the graphics department. Not that they look bad by any means, but there's like certain things that I'm like, I feel like this could have been a better moment. It's very tough.
Makes sense.
Now I'm playing on the hardest mode, of course.
Of course you are.
You gotta max it out. The hardest mode available. There may be an ultra hard mode after I beat it. We'll see. But it's very tough. Because you go up against these robots mostly.
Okay.
Some of them are like humanoid robots. Think like the robots from like iRobot. And they're very capable. And they will jump kick and roundhouse you. You got to be careful. You kind of got to move in and out. And like there's like certain timing windows that you kind of want to get in and like whack with your wrench.
I heard it was like Wolfenstein meets BioShock, essentially.
Yeah. I think that's a fair thing to say. You get like blueprints that you go to this sentient upgrade machine, which is very funny, by the way. And you can craft new weapons if you get the blueprints. You can upgrade other weapons if you have those blueprints and you have the right materials. And you can upgrade your version of plasmids. That's the special powers from BioShock. But you have a little like a hand thing that's like attached to you that you can upgrade with like different abilities, which is like super cool. So there's a lot of cool customization there. So far so good. I'm definitely going to beat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I've been playing Like a Dragon Inshin on PS5. Been putting some work in. Been putting a little work into it. I really hate the parry system. Not a big parry guy. And I thought they would be voiceover. I thought there would be voiceover in this game. There is no voiceover. It is complete. It is It's all Japan with subtitles.
It's subbed. Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate subtitles.
Well, I mean, at least the mouths match up with the voice. You know. Granted, you have to read,
honest.
but I mean, it's like you're watching a Kurosawa film.
I'll be honest, I'm a little lost with the story.
Okay.
Like I skipped a bunch of it.
Well, that's on you.
Well, I was drinking and I got it and I just wanted to pop it in and so it was like, no voiceovers. It was legit just subtitles. So I sort of put on our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I was just playing it for the action part. And now that I'm actually kind of sober and I want to play and know what's going on, I have no idea what's going on. I'll be honest.
I would say, why don't you hit that reset button and start a new game?
I'm already 2 hours in. I'm not going back.
2 hours? That's nothing.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
That's like tutorial. You're still in the tutorial.
I'm not in the tutorial, but I hate the parry system, and you can't progress until you beat the tutorial part, right? And part of the tutorial system is the parry, and it took forever to get the parry down. And drove me nuts. I can't do it.
Okay.
But if you're looking at the video version of this game of the show, I did beat Kirby in a Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
That's not surprising.
I got it, and I beat it within like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
I love platformers. What can I say? I love platformers.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
It is awesome. I never played the original game. Once you beat the game, it unlocks a whole bunch of other stuff that you can do. And I just beat it kind of like 2 hours ago before we started recording, so I didn't get into any of the extras. And I do want to get into the extra stuff, but I got to say, I'm starting to love Kirby games. I'm starting to love the modern Kirby.
Right. Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the early Kirby games, the SNES and the Game Boy, but I do like the modern Kirby games. So I'm liking that. I'm enjoying that. I would say I do have a game of grief with GameStop over this, by the way.
Oh, well, lay it down. It's been a while since you've done a game of grief.
So when this came out, I went to GameStop, and there's a new GameStop. Well, it's not new. It's a GameStop that I go to, but they have they have a new manager, new staff. Everybody's new. You know what that means? That means it's gonna suck because everybody's new.
Oh yeah.
Suck. So I went in and I said, "Hey, I want Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. They're like, do you have it in stock?" They said, I saw it online that they had it. It said it had like 10 left.
Okay.
They said, "Oh yeah, we only have pre-orders left, so no, we can't sell it to you. Sorry." And I'm like, "It's Kirby in the Dreamland. Like,
who's pre-ordering this game?"
Yeah, you only got pre-orders? Get out of here. This is stupid. They refuse to sell me the game. So I came in the next day to return an amiibo. I thought I didn't have. I bought, and I realized I did have it. I brought it at another GameStop somewhere else, and I was like, "Let me," because I didn't have it with me originally when I went to get the Kirby game. So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna take it back." And there was a guy there who was sort of like a layover from the old regime. Like he worked there. He was like new when he first started, when the old regime was there, and he stayed when everybody else quit. He stayed with the new regime. And I was like, "Okay, let me return this." And I gave him. I said, "I'm gonna return the amiibo. I already have it." And I just asked him. I was just like, "Hey, do you have that Kirby game? I know they have it. I seen a stack of Kirby games."
Okay.
And he looked and he said, "Yeah, but these are pre-orders, but it's Kirby. It's not Metroid Prime Remastered."
No, it is not.
Kirby.
No, it is not.
It is Kirby. So he said, "Yeah, I got it. Nah, no problem." And he sold it to me. And I said, "Hey," and I said to him, I said, "Hey, thank God you're gonna sell it to me, because I could have just bought it online and came here and said I'm here to pick up Kirby game and not here to buy a Kirby game." And he said, "Yeah, I know that's dumb. But no, I'm gonna sell it to you. It's Kirby. I mean, it's just a new Kirby game. Don't worry about it." So little gamer geek right there with GameStop. Sorry.
Okay.
No consistency whatsoever.
I mean, come on, it's GameStop. They're all over the place.
And I did. Just to be clear, we talked about it on the show maybe 3 years ago during the pandemic, 100%, during the zombie apocalypse. Microsoft they made a deal with Microsoft where everybody would have like a Surface tablet that you could ring you up and all that stuff. Remember
that was the idea? Yeah.
Yeah, I asked them about that. It was supposed to happen 2 years ago. It didn't happen, and I have no idea if it's still going to happen. These systems that we have suck. So there you go. Just letting you know, little update on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It could be worse. They could be DK oldies.
Wow, yeah. We talked about him last episode about that, I think on Saturday Morning Retro. And
we talked about the Saturday Morning Retro. So, yeah, if you want to talk about DK oldies, go listen to the last Saturday Morning Retro episode.
That situation's not getting better, by the way. They're blocking all negative comments now, which is not what you do. Oh, it's just
How about this?
It's a train wreck.
This? You don't lie about refurbishing consoles. If you're just going to sell them for a premium price and not do it, just do it. Lukey and JJ, just do what they do. Just say,
right.
Hey, if your system, buy it.
If you promise something, you have to deliver on that, right? No matter what it is. If you say, look, we're going to do this, this, and this is the price for it, you go, okay. And they got to deliver.
Just like I'm going to do now, because we're going to take a break. And I promise you, when we come back, we're going to get into the top gaming news of last week. And we're back. And as promised, we're going to talk about the top gaming news of last week. Let's start with the first state of play, Sony state of play of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. They did say this was going to be, PSVR 2 heavy, which I understood. I was fully expecting Half-Life Alyx 2. I mean, Half-Life Alyx, not 2.
Oh.
But, the prequel to Half-Life.
Right.
Or Half-Life Alyx 2. Who knows? That would be great too. They show that. We're not going to go through everything that they showed, right? As always, we're going to pick out the highlights. And I definitely, they did. There were two PSVR 2 games that I thought looked kind of cool, and that was like Green Hell VR and the Foglands. Right?
Sure.
Because I mean, it's really hard to judge a VR game because you're not looking at it in a visor and you're in the world. You're looking at it sort of secondhand.
It's hard to tell how the experience goes down. Yeah. You can get hyped for it, but how does it play out?
Yeah,
for sure.
And you're essentially you have floating hands with guns in them, right? So it's a VR game because you can't see yourself, and you can't see your arms or anything.
Right.
Green Hell I thought was going to be sort of like, I'll be honest, I thought it was like Far Cry Primal VR. Like that's what I thought it was going to be, or something along those lines, because you're in a forest, and it looked Far Cry kind of ish, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Foglands I thought was cool. I thought that was cool too. Green, I just think that all it's going to be is floating hands in a different set piece, a different setting. I mean, really, that's all it is. I mean, Horizon, that Horizon VR game that people. I mean, it got like a 9. I think IGN gave it a 9. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember what it was, but I know it got good reviews and people thought it was great. But that's like it. Right, and they said the experience is only like 6 hours ish, so it's not something too long anyway.
Yeah, like it's a AAA title, but it's not AAA length. Which I think for like a launch game, you're not going to necessarily get that, nor would you necessarily want to be in the headset for that amount of time. You need little bite-sized chunks of it. Like even me, I can do maybe like an hour or 2 hours tops in the headset before it's like, woof, I need a break. You can get headaches and you start sweating in there. Oof, it's a lot.
So, I thought those were cool. Resident Evil 4, we got a Resident Evil 4 trailer, with Mercenaries mode, with a free VR mode, right, exclusive to PS2, and a demo that's dropping, but they didn't give a release date for that. So I think the demo thing is cool. It would have been better. I hate when they say, "Hey, a demo's coming," and they don't tell you when the demo's coming. When the game's being released. So the demo, if you're gonna say there's gonna be a demo, just say the demo's out right now. It should always be ready out now.
I would, unless the game's like 2 years out, right? Then you're not gonna have a good demo out ready. For sure, yeah. But
it wouldn't be a demo; it'd be like an alpha,
a little play test or whatever. Yeah,
play test. Yeah, it wouldn't be a demo.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. And I said to myself, I was watching this, I was like, I want to challenge Dave to play Resident Evil 4.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with 8 too.
Completely.
Now, the effed up thing is that 4 has even more chainsaws than 7 does. All right.
Yes.
7 just has that one boss with the father in the basement where he's got the 2 chainsaws and he's spinning around. 4, if you play the regular thing, there's the dudes with the burlap sacks on their head, and they just go Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? They're like all Leatherface.
I wonder if you could change that. I wonder if you could change any of that, like in the accessibility options, right? Like, if you can, I mean, I know this is not a Naughty Dog game because they are fantastic with accessibility, but I wonder if you can like sort of change that, at least until when you get to that section, right, of the game where everyone has a chainsaw, you could change it and it looks like maybe they're not having a chainsaw, or maybe you're not in the setting itself.
It's just like they're just walking around with hot dogs, but they have the same noise.
They're just polygons. Yeah, it's just like Okay.
They actually did that for the game Grounded. There's a spider setting, so you can turn them into like giant globules, so that they're not actual spiders. Because there's a friend of mine who's got like a fear of spiders, so it's a legit thing. And they're like, well, we want to make this accessible, so.
Arachnophobia is, a lot of people have
That's
that.
it.
You're the first person that I didn't even know there was a fear of chainsaws until I met you. So.
There's a fear of everything, man. But chainsaws is warranted. Those things are deadly. All right? You come up with somebody with a chainsaw? No, you're probably going to die.
You know what? I have a fear. I know. We don't really talk about our fears on the show. Well, I got a fear too.
I know you do.
I do. I have a fear of people who think Super Mario Brothers 3 is the best Mario game of all time. I can't take it. I can't.
Dan.
Can't take it anymore.
Dan.
I can't.
I'm sorry that you have to live with the burden that Super Mario Bros. 3 is the greatest game of all time.
I can't think
and that you have to keep hearing the opinions of the enlightened. All right? It's got to be terrible for you because you can't get away from it.
I just can't take it. I have a fear of people who think that. I do.
Okay.
I just can't be near them. That's why we don't do the podcast in person anymore.
No, that's the only reason we don't do it in person anymore. The zombie apocalypse wasn't a thing for the last 2 years.
It's the only reason. You know what? I was ready to get bit like Ellie, but I just couldn't do it.
Well, all right. Well, what else was in this PlayStation presentation?
Right, let's go back to the state of play
because it was a little long. There was definitely stuff.
It was
in
40. There. It was 40 minutes, and half of it could have been a TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, just a YouTube post.
It could have been a short. Yeah,
a state of play, but I understand why they did it because they wanted to have something. You want to be a part of the conversation. We're making it the top of our show now, right? So that makes sense
for sure.
I thought one of the coolest things I thought was Capcom revealed 3 new Street Fighter 6 characters: Cammy, Zangief, and Lily. Lily,
brand new,
had weapons. She had sort of weapons, which is the first, I think, other than Vega in Street Fighter, to have dual weapons. But the thing that I saw that no one said anything about, and I don't know, I haven't followed all of the other Street Fighters games that carefully to notice this, but I know Cammy was sort of like a double agent, right? She was all American. She was with Guile, and she was all American, and then turns out she was a double agent. She didn't really, work for the U.S.
Is that true?
She was it is true. It's true. She was a double agent. She was a villain, especially in the cartoon. I don't know as a kid if you saw the cartoon. It came on Sunday mornings. That Saturday morning. She turned out to be a secret agent, and she was a villain. I don't remember who she worked for, but in the game, if you watch the trailer, like she had the UK flag on her jacket. Like she was,
she is English. Yeah.
She was legit, like, all English. No red, white, and blue. No American flag. No nothing.
Right.
She was legit, but she was a bad guy in the cartoon. She was a double agent.
Wow. Okay.
Which is a twist. It's a twist. It was a crazy twist, right? Because Guile was like, what?
Yeah, right. It's like we go hand in hand. Like
Jean-Claude Van Damme was like, wait, I'm Austrian. I think he's Austrian, right? He's Austrian.
Yes, I believe so.
I'm Austrian. Yeah. What are you? You're a double agent. That's for people out there who don't know. We're on like episode like 4,000 or 5,000 right now. We've used.
I think it's close. Yeah, close. Yeah.
Well, take a zero. Give or take a zero. We've always used the Street Fighter movie as a point of reference
because it's classic. Since episode 4, we've had some sort of Street Fighter representation because it's the best video game movie ever. I'm sorry, possibly the best movie in all of cinema. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at the total roster of Street Fighter 6 characters. It is already above and beyond what Street Fighter 5 had in terms of the modes. In terms of the character selection, in terms of just the overall polish for this game, we've got more character representation. Like the new character Lily is Native American, which is awesome.
Didn't T-Hawk die? Right, like it was T-Hawk, or am I confusing that with Mortal Kombat?
With Nightwolf? I don't think Thunderhawk ever died in the series. I don't think anyone actually ever died in the series.
Yeah, his name was T-Hawk.
Yeah, Thunderhawk, yeah.
Yeah. I could have sworn, like, didn't he die? I could have sworn he died.
There may have been some media. I don't think in the actual, like, game canon he's ever died, I don't think. Because he was in...
You're looking at... Well, since you're looking at the roster, is he in the game?
DJ's in the game. Out of the new World Warriors... They put DJ out of all of them, which is interesting. So, Cammy too. So Cammy and DJ, but there is no Fei Long and there is no T-Hawk. Maybe it's like DLC. We'll see.
You know what they should do? Because Zangief is in the game. Zangief is a wrestler. He's like a Russian wrestler.
Yep.
And we know Selena Vega from the WWE, who was the first Queen of the Ring. I think like 2 years ago, last year. Right, like she's gonna be an announcer in a Street Fighter. It would be cool if like Zangief won like the WWE World Title at WrestleMania in the game. In the game, he's a wrestler. That would be a good tie-in.
That'd be interesting.
That would be a good.
Well, I mean, they do feature Metro City, aka New York, very prominently in the game. So he could be at whatever the equivalent of Madison Square Garden is. For a WWE, whatever the equivalent of WWE is in their world, maybe he goes head to head against Mike Hagar, right? Former wrestler and mayor of Metro City.
No, he should go against Roman Reigns. Come on, keep it current.
Roman Reigns,
maybe the tribal chief. He has both titles. He has the Universal title and the WWE World Heavyweight title, and he's had it for almost 1,000 days.
Okay.
With Paul Heyman by his side, but I don't think they want to put Paul Heyman in Street Fighter. But this is my wrestling reference for the show.
I don't really do crossovers like that. Well, they do crossovers within their own games, and that's about it. Well, and also the Marvel Universe. Sorry, made a whole series out of it.
So we got Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3. It's coming out. It's launching August 31st.
This is, Baldur's Gate is back from the Fallout days. Back when Interplay was still Interplay and Black Isle was still around and they were doing all these great PC games. So the last Baldur's Gate game was like 2000, 2001 maybe. I think Icewind Dale was the last one in that series. Beloved franchise. Everyone's very hyped for this. It's been at least 2 years since we've heard about it. Larian Studios is doing the new game. It's shaping up to be great. I know the demo was out, and a lot of people were kind of a little like, I don't know about it just yet. But I think it's going to be good. I'm glad it's finally got a release date, so that was definitely good to hear. They're definitely going to have the big booth at PAX again, guaranteed. The big giant castle, right?
So everybody was upset that, well, a lot of people, I'm going to say everybody, that they didn't have a first party game in this, right? In the state of play. And I think people quickly forgot that Bungie is now first party because they own Bungie. So we got Bungie revealed Destiny 2 Lightfall launching today. Today.
Yeah.
February 28th, as it is recording on a Tuesday. Sorry, we're going to be like a day or two late on this because, we had lives. But
that's right.
Still, we got to record it on a Tuesday.
This technically not a
party.
It's not a well. The studio is now owned by Sony, but the property was pre-existing, and it's multi-platform.
Yeah. It's still first party. It's a first party.
It's
studio.
not exclusive to the console, and that's what people wanted. They wanted a new, I don't know, Crash Bandicoot. They don't know Crash anymore. They wanted a new Uncharted game, a new Spider-Man, something. They wanted some information.
Neither is Cuphead.
No, but we're talking about Sony right now. We're not talking about Microsoft. To get a Destiny 2 expansion is cool, but we're not going to play it. I think a lot of people are probably over it.
You know what? Guess what? I bet you Microsoft don't get the marketing for it because
it's fine. We're talking about the Sony. We're talking about the Sony presentation right now. You keep bringing in other studios. They have nothing to do with the announcements.
You know what? I can completely, 1,000%.
Oh boy!
Assure you that Nintendo won't get the marketing. Well, that and because Destiny 2 is now on the Switch.
No, it's not. Surprisingly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we did get first party. We get some first party news, an expansion for Bungie's Destiny 2. I guarantee you, Destiny 3 is coming soon.
They're probably working on it. Yeah.
But half of the show, I want to say 20 minutes of the show, or maybe 15 minutes of the show, a majority of the show, a big chunk of the show, was dedicated to Rocksteady's extended look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is coming out May 26th. Now, the internet was down on this. Apparently, Dave, because
I'm down on it too. I'm sorry.
Guess what? I'm pointing up. on this because I don't understand why you're down on it. It looked awesome. It looked great. But if you're a single player person like I am, now I'm pointing to myself. I was pointing up, now I'm pointing to myself.
That's the problem.
It sucks.
That's
you know why?
Problem.
Because it's gonna be, you have to play with 4 friends. You have to play. You have to play with 3 friends. It has 4-player co-op. And if you don't have 4 friends, if you suck, if you're like me, you don't have any other friends, Dave.
I'll play with you. I'll play this game with you.
You have 2 AI bots with you.
So if you're playing alone, you can have 3 AI bots to play the other people. Why does it need to be online? It doesn't. Well, it does for what they want to do with it, and they really want you to play with 3 other people. They want it to be an online live service, which is essentially what this game is going to be. It's going to be heavily microtransactioned. You're going to be very grindy, right? You're going to pick up so many weapons in this game and so many pieces of armor that are like almost exactly the same as the other one, except for one little thing that's like 2 points higher than that one, and that's the thing you got to equip, and then you get more armor. It's going to be very Diablo-esque, very Destiny-esque, and you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it.
I think they have a missed opportunity here. We did find out some interesting stuff. This is 5 years after the Arkham series, right? Where, spoilers if you haven't played the last Arkham game, Batman's dead, right? Batman dies.
In that universe, yeah.
In that universe. And he apparently is dead in every Batman universe because we got Gotham Knights, Batman is dead. But I think this is a missed opportunity completely missed opportunity where you can play as the villains, play from their side, and they really spent a lot of time talking about where you can get the perspective of the villain,
right?
Just not by yourself, with you and 3 other friends. It would be cool if you could do that and they could tie in Gotham Knights. I know different studios, same property,
right?
You could tie in Gotham Knights and maybe do like 4v4, right? That would have been cool. Where we got Gotham Knights made by another studio, right? And they have what happens after Batman dies in their own story. But then you have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and tie those things in together, and I think that would have been like the super online universe.
100% narratively, and it wouldn't have been like, I mean, it would have been a little bit. You would have to like get both development studios on board, and the publishers obviously would be spearheading it, but you could make it work. It would be cool. I really think people are down on the gameplay aspects, the always-on component, even when you're single player, because they really want you to team up with other people and play in that kind of online space. And I like those kind of games. I like teaming up with other people and like doing the squad stuff and all that. But
Dave is very social.
I mean, you know, I like playing online. I mean, you know, we like played The Division a little bit. You know, we did that online. We were in that kind of universe with everybody else running around doing some stuff. And that was like kind of cool. But that's kind of what that game was. That's what people expected. People don't want what Rocksteady is delivering. And I don't even know if Rocksteady wants what Rocksteady is delivering. I feel like WB is the one that's pulling on the strings, and they're like, look, this is the game that we need to make. And, so I'm probably not going to get it. I'll wait till it's like $10.
1,000% not going to get it.
Right.
It's going to be on Games Pass or something.
It's a terrible, this ended the presentation, right? I believe it did.
It ended the presentation. I was all in with, hey, it's the Arkham series. It's 5 years after the Arkham series, so Batman is, we know Batman's gone, and we're gonna tell it from the villain's perspective. And the villains look cool, the guns look cool, the idea. We got Wonder Woman in here, right? Her brain is not taking over. She came in and her interaction with the Flash. I'm not gonna talk about because I think you should just go Google the trailer and watch it because I think it's pretty awesome, especially if you're a DC fan. Yeah. I just didn't like the fact that you couldn't play it single player. So for that reason, I'm out. But
it's going to be a no from Dan. It's going to be a no from Dan.
I'm out. No, I'm out. I'm 100% out. But I'm not going to say it sucks just because I know there are people out there who like it. This is Destiny just with DC characters.
Yeah.
And, God bless you. I hope you enjoyed the game. And when the game's on Games Pass or it's $15 during the holidays, then I'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because this is certainly no Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
Right?
No.
This is certainly no Guardians of the Galaxy where, I know, was it the greatest game? It's not even Avengers, by the way, where you can play it by yourself.
Right.
You can play it. It's not even Avengers. So, yeah, I'm out. I'm sure the mechanics are great. But not a game for me.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's how they ended the show. And I know they thought they had like a big get because they had Suicide Squad, because they had Rocksteady, because they had that pedigree of the studio and the IP. But
it would have been if it was a single player experience, didn't have all the loot grindy stuff, and it wasn't always online. If it was a different game, it would have been great. And that's what everybody thought they were going to get from those initial trailers. If that was what it was, that'd be awesome. But yeah, no. Mm-mm.
All right, let's shift gears. Let's talk about the big partnership between Xbox and Nintendo. Does this mean we're going to get Halo on the Switch? Does this mean we're going to get Mario and Luigi on the Series X?
No.
Doesn't mean any of that.
No.
But they did agree to a 10-year agreement to bring Call of Duty and other games. They did preface this by saying other games from Activision Blizzard, by the way.
Yep.
To the Nintendo consoles, if there's a caveat, there's an asterisk, if they're allowed to purchase Activision Blizzard.
Oh, sure.
In 2023, by the way.
This is all power moves to make the agreement go through, because
I know Sony
and others, Google and some other companies,
definitely say others, because I hate that it's Sony versus. I hate that the fact that people say it's Sony versus Microsoft, because it's Microsoft.
Well, I mean, like, Sony's the only other company who is a console manufacturer that's in the space that's not Nintendo. So, I mean, I think that's why people are saying it. Like, yes, there's other people who are against it because they think it's bad for business. It's going to be, a monopoly on the industry because they'll own a lot. I don't want to say most, but they'll own a lot, possibly 50% of the market share. Maybe it's like a little. Maybe it's even like 40%. I don't even know. It's upwards of 50. But
say market share is just like major IPs, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
major, like intellectual properties of video games. They own a lot.
It's going to be a lot. And for Microsoft to say, "Hey, we'll put Call of Duty," which hasn't been on a Nintendo console since like the Wii or maybe like the early Wii U days. Yeah,
no, the Wii U. Because Ghost, and there was another game. I did say when I retro, I should know this off the top of my head, but there were like 2 or 3 Call of Duties on a Wii.
Yeah, and like
I do own and I did play.
They were fine, but they were never as good as the the PS3 or Xbox 360 counterparts. They didn't do massive sales. They had unique control schemes. Graphics were far less. That's what this is going to be. I mean, the control scheme will be the same because it's now the Switch has like a modern control layout. But, the graphics are going to be obviously a big step down, and there's probably going to be a bit of a performance hit. Nobody's going to say, like, oh, yay, now I can play Call of Duty on the go. There'll be a set of people who are going to do that, but it's not going to lose Microsoft a lot of sales. But it is going to hurt Sony, and it is going to help their building a bridge to acquiring Activision Blizzard. So that is the only reason Microsoft is doing this, right? I am not going to be charitable to Microsoft. You know exactly what they're doing, right? If Sony didn't put up the fight, if they had an easier time, if they already acquired Activision Blizzard, they wouldn't be doing any of this. That's my take.
No, they would.
That's my take on it.
You're right.
I mean, and if there's other Activision Blizzard titles, right? And all of these are like cross-platform. Right, so they're already out there. It is already on PlayStation. It is already on Xbox. It's already on PC. Right, so now they're just like trying to take some power away from Sony, for which Sony for the last like 5 to 10 years maybe had the marketing for Call of Duty, which was a boon for them. Right, it was big. They had all the marketing surrounding it. It's big. They have a big install base on there. I mean, also on Xbox too, but. When you see all the marketing and at the end of it says PlayStation, that kind of goes a long way. So I don't know if this is going to be enough to get the deal to go through. Who knows?
Well, I think you're missing one point that no one's talking about.
Yeah, is
Call of Duty going to work on the Switch? Like how? Like who's going to build the Switch version of each Call of Duty game? Because it's not going to be the studios making it for the PS5.
Oh.
And Xbox Series
It's
X.
Not going to be Infinity Ward Raven or Treyarch. They'll get like Blue Point or somebody or Blooper Team or whatever to do it to like do the port or they'll do a streaming situation.
And nobody's going to say the quality of the game is going to be great. They're just saying the game is going to come to Nintendo. Is that going to be great? It may not be great. No one's going to pick the Switch version over the PS5.
No, PS6. I mean it would be nice to like.
It
would be nice to play on the go, kind of like a Fortnite or like a Smite or Paladins or whatever, or any one of those battle royale style games. It would be kind of nice to do that. But you're right. It's not going to be first and foremost on the system. I think they're going to stream it. If they want graphical fidelity, they'll do a streaming thing like they've done with Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed and some other like high-profile games. Like you can get away with it that way. Or the alternative is get a competent studio to do the port, and they'll get a stripped-down version of the game.
Well, we'll see what this happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's still a lot of hurdles in the way of Microsoft buying
for sure.
Activision Blizzard.
For sure.
Right. And there were some rumors that, if this deal didn't go through, Microsoft would sell off the Xbox division, which is totally not true. I don't believe it whatsoever. They already spent a lot of money in buying Bethesda. Right?
Wait. Yeah. People were speculating they would sell off the Xbox game division to somebody else if this deal doesn't go through. That's insane.
Yes.
That's insane.
Because you know what the speculation was? Who would buy Xbox? And I was and I said, there's no speculation. There's only one company out there with the money and the willingness to buy the Xbox division.
Of course, it's Jeff Bezos.
Well, okay, two.
It's Jeff Bezos.
No, Jeff Bezos is going to retire. He's leaving.
He's got the money to do it. And the other person is Elon Musk.
Two company. No, company. I didn't say person. Two companies.
Wow,
that would buy
Tesla.
It would either be Google or Apple. One of them would buy it in a heartbeat.
You would have an instant game empire. Yeah, but Microsoft's never going to do that because they're good even without Activision Blizzard.
They're not going to do it.
They would love
Google,
to have Activision
Google,
Blizzard, but they're not going to be hurting without it.
It would be the bidding war of the century for who would buy Xbox between.
Oh yeah,
Google
no. Why would they do that?
They would have instant credibility. I mean, instant market share.
I'm curious if you know what people's rationale was behind trying to sell it off if they didn't.
I think it was like an analyst. I think there was like analyst projections or something along those lines. It's early on. I mean, I'm still prepping the show for next week, right? For the next show. So I didn't really get into that, but that was some of the stuff that I saw today.
Wow, that's
that
wild.
We could potentially talk about on the next show.
Okay.
That if this deal didn't go through, that they would potentially sell the Xbox division, which I don't think is happening.
No.
But who should sell to Sony? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It should Sony or Nintendo, but I think it would be Sony. Konami, they're still alive. They're still kicking. They're still a company.
They're a company.
They're still a company.
They're a company. They do things.
Yeah. You know what company won't buy the Xbox division? It's Konami. At one point, Konami was like top 3 in video game developers in the world.
For
right?
sure.
It was just everything they put out was like kicking.
It was Konami, Capcom, and Nintendo back in the heyday. You know.
Yeah.
They were big.
Well, Konami's, reportedly they want to have a massive comeback, and they want to have a massive comeback at E3 if it happens. Asterisk. According to reports, they would love to have a massive comeback at E3 and potentially have a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake and a new Castlevania game.
It just don't do what you did with Contra and put out Rogue Corps, which was terrible. It wasn't even good for a budget game. Nobody wanted it. Put out a legit new Castlevania, ideally a 2D like Symphony of the Night style one on all platforms.
What was the Castlevania games that Kojima he had a hand in the first one?
Lords of Shadow.
Lords of Shadows.
Lords of Shadow was great.
Put a Lords of Shadows 3 out. That makes more sense.
Sure.
Right. And I could see a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake in the works.
I mean, 100%. But you just
put it on all platforms.
Just do it, because they haven't done anything. They just keep putting out. They keep putting out like compilations, which is great.
You didn't like Metal Gear Survive?
Did you play it? It was terrible, and it didn't have Kojima.
I was at Toys R Us. Yes, this is how long Metal Gear Survive was out. I was at Toys R Us, and they still had Metal Gear Survive, out during clearance for like $9.99, and I still didn't buy it.
No, it's terrible. I mean, it wasn't what Metal Gear Solid was. It just wasn't good. It was after Kojima left, right? The whole soul of the franchise gone. So yeah, no. I mean, if you're gonna do Castlevania, I would agree. You want to do a 3D one. You also want to do a 2D one, because there's people that are in both camps, right? Appeal to both those people. Obviously, Silent Hill, which has been talked about, right? Get the Silent Hill game out. Put out a new Gradius game. Like, I don't know, get your franchises back in line. Get a new Contra game out there. It's not hard.
But I don't want Konami to have their own press conference or anything. This is what you do.
I do. I want them to have a bunch of stuff in there.
I know.
But they're not going to do that.
They're not, because they're not going to have 3 games. They don't have a press conference for 3 games. This is what you do. Partner with Sony, partner with Nintendo, partner with Microsoft.
Yeah, whoever.
Each of them gets a game. Each game. Silent Hill is reportedly sort of, in simultaneous development with Sony, right? Sony's funding the bill. That's why it would be exclusive. They get that. Metal Gear Solid 3 remake gets maybe with Microsoft, right? And then like Castlevania, the new Castlevania game. If it's 2D, definitely with Nintendo, right? With Lords of Shadow, I could see a Lords of Shadow 3 being out on the Switch. Nintendo gets to put that out.
Well, the thing of it is, like, looking at what we know already, like the Metal Gear Solid 3 thing, the remake is rumored. But if so,
everything
it's a remake.
is rumored. To be honest.
Well,
everything is rumored.
We know that Silent Hill 2 is coming out, the remake of that. So that's already one. So a lot of this stuff isn't going to be new. It's just going to be, hey, you remember this game you loved in the past? Great, we're going to make it again. And that's great. But where's the new stuff?
It's just like Jordans. They put out every color combination you can imagine for the Jordan 1s. And that's all I keep buying. I have a stack of Jordan 1s over here. You can't see it. Oh. That's all I keep buying. This is all you got to do is put out the different colors. And you'll be relevant. That's all you got to do. Come on. All right. Let's shift gears. You know how much I love earnings calls, and I'm being sarcastic if you haven't heard it in my voice.
Yes. You know, I know you say that, but this is where half our news comes from, Dan. So you can't hate him that much.
Well, I hate it in this instance because it's not even a rumor, it's the truth. It came from an earnings call with WB. Warner Brothers executive confirmed accidentally that the next Mortal Kombat game, which I think is Mortal Kombat 12, will be coming in 2023. Come on, this would have been a great E3 surprise that we saw.
I know that's why you hate the earnings calls, because we get the stuff. Yes. We get the stuff early. Listen, be happy that it's coming. All right, be happy that they're making it. We got confirmation. It's great. Now, the last one didn't come out that long ago. Mortal Kombat 11 came out 2019. It got good reception. Yeah.
Was it 2019?
Yeah, April 23rd, 2019. I thought it was a little bit earlier, but no. And it also came to the Switch, funny enough, in a pared-down form, but it came on all platforms. Had a good character roster, lots of DLC. Yeah, it was definitely good. And, 4 years is a good time. It's a good length of time to put out a sequel. So I'm looking forward to it. As long as they got my boy, Stryker in there. I know he's not a fan favorite, but man, I love him.
Become your boy. Wait.
I like Stryker.
Wait. You didn't know Cammy was a defector? She was a double agent. And when did you love Stryker?
Wait, no. The Cammy thing is like a one-off thing that's from the cartoon, which I don't even think Capcom is saying is canon.
No, it is canon. She has a UK shirt on. She was a double agent. The cartoon.
She was always from England. I knew she was always from England, back from Street Fighter 2 Super.
Yeah, no, she was always a double agent too.
I don't know if that was ever in the stories.
It was in the stories.
All right. Well, anyway, I like Stryker. I think he's a good character, even though he's just like generic police cop in riot gear, but still.
When did that happen? When did you become a Stryker person?
I don't know. I'm surprised it's blowing your mind that much that I like Stryker. Probably the least popular character in the whole entire Mortal Kombat universe, but I like him. I don't know.
348 episodes, we've talked about Mortal Kombat at least half of those times, and you've never mentioned. I don't believe this. Who is
your favorite Mortal Kombat character?
You know what?
Who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character? Go ahead.
To prove Stryker is your favorite Mortal Kombat character, you have to wear Stryker gear for Halloween in 2023.
That's a possibility. I don't know. I'd have so much weaponry on me that I'd probably be pulled over by the cops. Yeah, I don't know if that'd be a good costume to wear. So who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character?
Sub-Zero.
Oh my God, this guy! This guy! Do you want me to get you?
He was a bad guy.
You want me to get you a pumpkin spice latte and a copy of Gilmore Girls? You are basic as they come. I'm sorry. You're gonna go out there and put on the Weekend and say I like music that's like real deep. Dan,
at least he's the original character.
Dan, that's the most vanilla. I like Sub-Zero. Jesus,
I'm a big Sub-Zero guy.
Who's your second favorite character? Scorpion? Oh my God, come on.
No, come on. I never liked Scorpion. Scorpion.
Get out of
here. Luke Kang.
You're saying that now.
Kang.
Oh, Liu Kang. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, you know who my third one was? Raiden. Raiden was my
Can't get
third
any more
one.
basic than that. Jesus. Give me a deep cut, man.
They're all basic compared to Striker. Who
Dude,
cares about Striker?
Striker's a deep cut, all right? He doesn't get a lot of love. I like Striker. There you go. All right, anyway.
Yeah. You know what? He's not even going to be in Mortal Kombat 12. That's how much love he's not going to get.
I mean, maybe not. He's probably low on the list.
I don't even know the last Mortal Kombat game he was in.
That's a very good question. But anyway.
He's probably dead. They probably killed him in 4.
No, Striker's not dead. No. Liu Kang died in 4.
No, Luke came down in like well, I know they stopped after 4 with the numbers, but he probably died in
He died in 4 because he came back as an undead fighter. Yeah. Oh, well, anyway.
Oh, wait. If you Google it, it says, if you Google Mortal Kombat Striker, the next thing that says death. So he
all right, maybe he did die. I don't know.
Yeah, he's not coming back. He's not coming back.
Well, I mean, Liu Kang came back. Anyone can come back.
No, he can't. I'm sorry, he can't come back. He's dead. He's gone forever.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, R.I.P. the legend. Curtis Stryker. All right.
The legend in Dave's mind. All right.
Anyway.
Let's end with the ceremonial congratulations to John Romero, the Doom creator, one of the creators of Doom. He had a Lifetime Achievement Award at GDC 2023.
Yeah.
And he deserves it. You know what? I don't know any other person who created a game that is still playable on any device
That's
that has
right.
a screen in
That's
2023.
Right. That's right. I made it. I did the Super Nintendo version for the the last Saturday morning retro episode, and it was crazy.
You know what? I'm gonna do the Xerox version for the next episode.
The one that works on the large format copiers. I'm sure they have a version for it. Yeah, it's crazy. I met him. Me and our good friend Anthony. He got tickets to see John Romero and Rand Miller, who was part of Cyan Studios, who made the original Myst game, and they both gave a talk at NYU, and they were both fascinating. And I got to get a picture of him with John Romero afterwards. I shook hands with Rand Miller too, and told both of them that your games were formative in my childhood years growing up. The big influence, and Romero was great. I mean, he talked about the creation of Doom. He talked about how he gave some insight to the guys making Duke Nukem, right? Because they were also building out a third-person shooter and this and that, and like it just some
totally different games with definitely similarities, right?
Oh well, they're both like first-person shooters. They're both phenomenal. They're both monumental in their own right, killing aliens. But just in the way of like kind of thinking about how to like build out the levels and the concept of different sectors, and how to like break the level up and make it more like performant and like easier to deal with like code wise. It was just like really fascinating to hear him talk about stuff. And that man has the best style whatsoever. Like he is like metal to a T. I mean, like he's like leather jackets, long hair, and piercings and all that. Like, and
he definitely is.
Couldn't be nicer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
Awesome. Happy that he got the recognition that he needs. You know. Yeah, that's great. Lifetime achievement, sure. I mean, he's worked on some crazy stuff. Daikatana aside. And he's got that new game too that I'm actually kind of interested in. Sins of the Empire, I think, or like Empire of Sin. It's like a mob boss tactical game.
It's hard to make like a major hit that like lasts like decades, that spans decades, right? Because you can never top it. Right?
No,
you never top it. You can never top it.
That's true.
Dave, this would be part of the show where you got any good weekend plans? But since the weekend's over, Dave, you got any good
plans for the week? I mean, I got Atomic Heart, I got Hi-Fi Rush, I got Metroid, and I got the Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. So I got a lot of games, Dan, and I need to play them.
Okay.
It's important.
All right.
Because before you know it, it's going to be game of the half year. And
It is.
some of those games may be on my game of the year list, my half game of the year list. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. What about you?
Well, we don't talk about pickups on this show, and I'm definitely going to have this for the next Saturday morning retro show. But I did get. If you're looking at the video version, I did get.
Oh, you got a white egg. You got a white egg. You got a white egg.
You know what? I love breakfast, man. It's my favorite. I love
egg whites all day,
egg.
baby.
I did get a certain controller that just came out. And I used my points. That's the only reason why I bought it. I used my points on my credit card to get it. Because Sony was releasing the PlayStation Edge controller only on the website. And they finally released it to retailers like Amazon. And I got it on Amazon and I used my points and they was like 50% off.
Nice.
Right? I mean, not 50% off. $50
$50 off. Yeah.
$50 off. It was 50%.
Half price, man. I mean, you better buy two and I'll take one.
But no, it was $50 off. It was $50 off. So I paid 3/4 of the price, the original price.
Nice.
So I haven't played it yet. It is charging. Which was the thing that I loved about this controller, that it fits like on the charging station for all the other dual senses. It's not too big or too small or anything.
Okay.
It fits right there. It feels great in the hand. It feels sturdy. It feels like really good, in my hands, but I can't wait to actually use it. I'm probably going to use it like a dragon because that's the game I'm playing on PS5 right now. So I just want to use it, play it, and, play a couple other games, try to see what games I'm going to use for, the next Saturday morning retro episode, and gear up for a trip to PAX. Because it's going to be a great PAX trip this year, baby. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
We are within the month, Dan. We are less than 30 days away from PAX. Oh,
we are.
It's going to be good. Everyone's going to be there. Nintendo's going to have a booth this year, so that's good stuff.
Well, they had a booth in 2020. They had a booth. Last time I went, they had a booth too. It was Sony who backed out.
I don't think Nintendo had a booth. No,
they did.
Are you
Nintendo had a booth.
Sure?
100%. I don't remember.
Because Capcom wasn't there. Sony wasn't there.
No. Capcom was there. Sony was there. Nintendo was there. Because if you remember, when we went there, we heard the reports that somebody got.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
By a zombie at the Nintendo booth, and we had just been there the day before. So.
Yeah, that was a scary. That was scary after the fact because we didn't know how big it was going to be and the whatever. We're like, yeah, we'll go. It'll be fine,
Oh, Dave, yeah, it'll be fine. It's fine. Yeah.
What you said the same thing. We agreed that it was going to be fine. And we're like, it's all right.
Okay,
we'll go.
wait. Let's be fair. I was the one that was a little trepidatious. I was like, we should be fine. We should be fine. You took Sony to task for not coming to PAX 2020.
I know. I was brazen, and in retrospect,
you was.
Well, hindsight is 2020. So, in retrospect, yeah, they all knew because they were close to. They're in the proximity to where China is, where it originated, more or less. They're right there, and yeah, they were a little more cautious about things. So they were right. They were right to not go and whatnot, but I think a lot of them are going to be back. I don't know if necessarily, I haven't heard word if Sony's going to have a booth there or not. Hopefully they do.
I haven't heard yet either. No.
But Nintendo will definitely be there, which will be awesome, and, lots of other great
I think they will. Well, honestly, it's not like E3 where they pay millions of dollars to have a booth there, right? We're talking thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, possibly.
Tens of thousands for sure. Yeah, tens of thousands.
Yeah. Significantly lower budget, right, to be at PAX. And, I'm not saying we're out of the woods with the zombie apocalypse, but it's restrictions have lifted somewhat.
Well, we have vaccines, we know so much more about it, we know how to protect ourselves from the zombies, so.
And PAX is requiring masks for everybody, especially with media badges, so
yep, they're doing it again this year, which is good,
I think we'll be okay. I think Sony will be there, to be honest. I hope they will be there. I hope Microsoft will be there, and Nintendo.
All right. You want the big three. Well, anyway, that is episode 348 in the books, folks. And we want to thank you guys for listening to the show, for liking, commenting, and doing all the good stuff that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. So please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.